My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
It's The Other Side of Midnight with Frank Morano.
Someone who is known around the world as a big Billie Eilish fan is renowned conservative comedian Fred Rubino, a regular contributor to this show. Fred, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me back on the greatest show on nighttime radio in this area.
Yeah, there you go. It's a lot of qualifiers needed to be the number one anything, as you just stated. Fred, is there a danger that we're having you on too often? Is there a danger that maybe you're being overexposed, that the novelty, the specialness of you coming on this show has waned?
Well, I've been overexposed many times. And I was told by the Brooklyn court system not to overexpose myself,
Yes,
but not in Manhattan. So I think we're safe. All those pesky court orders are out the window. No, I think because you run such a fantastic show and every week the topics are different, that it's endless.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair. Now, if people want to learn more about you, they can check you out at fredrubino.com. Are you appearing anywhere that people should be aware of?
I'll be in Chicago at the end of the month, Club Arcada. Actually, I'll be in Florida this weekend, but it's a private show. It's like a corporate gig.
How do you like doing those corporate gigs?
I always get in trouble because they give me a list of things I cannot say, I cannot touch upon, I cannot allude to, and I go there anyway. And usually it's okay, because, they tell you, oh, don't say this about this and that. And these people, some of them are like 70, 80. They've been to Vietnam. A curse word here or a little off-color joke there is not going to upset them. I think they always over-examine it and are over-cautious, and it always works out good. But, yes, sometimes I am asked, please don't come back.
Well, I can understand that. 30 minutes.
You've told me not to come back many times.
That is not true. At 30 minutes after the hour, this is The Other Side of Midnight, talking with the one and only Fred Rubino. In terms, Fred, of I was talking earlier about Luigi Mangione, and I don't understand this cult of fans that this guy has. They raised a ton of money for his legal defense, which he's using, and he's got these groupies. Not because they think that he's innocent, but because they believe that he's guilty. And they're still rooting for him to get off. Explain to me this Luigi Mangione fascination.
Well, how many times have you loved a movie where the guy is the bad guy and he does bad things, but he defeats corporate America, That's the new boogeyman now, corporate America. But I think they've taken it too far. Like I could see... you don't like Budweiser Light, you don't drink it, that's fine. But this is crazy now. This is, you're heralding a murderer. And think how Manson feels. Manson didn't have that many groupies. This kid's, he eclipsed Manson. If anyone should have more groupies, it's Manson. I mean, Helter Skelter, come on. But I don't like what he did. I think he should be demonized. Because you don't like your health care system, you don't shoot the health care president. You clip him,
ridiculous.
Maybe you punch him in the face.
Exactly.
A pie. Remember they used to throw pies in people's face?
Yeah, that was big. But you know what? You know what was big for a while is egging people's houses. But now that eggs are so expensive, nobody's doing that. Have you noticed?
Now you potato their house. That's what I've done. I've potatoed.
How does that go over when you potato someone's house?
Well, the windows, It's not good on the windows, I could tell you that. But the Irish people like it.
I bet. You use a sweet potato or a regular potato?
I like a nice russet. That's my weapon of choice.
I could see that being.
You know those potato guns? You could really hurt somebody with that.
No question about it. No question about it. All right. Elon Musk is at the heart of a great deal of controversy. There's people upset with Doge, and now it's being reported that the Pentagon set up a briefing for Elon Musk on a potential war with China. And at least based on what's being reported, they're saying that access would be a major expansion of Musk's government role and potentially highlight some of the conflicts of interest between Musk and Trump. Now, Trump denied that China would be discussed in these Pentagon briefings, but people are still concerned about this, Fred. What about you? Are you concerned?
I'm not concerned. I think they're looking to do anything they can to shoot this guy down. And I don't think we're going to war with China anyway. We're not going to go. I think between the United States and China, we can't go to war. All the economies of the world would just crumble. Everything is based on America and China. So the last thing we're going to do is go to war. So, and you know, when you go to war with China, even if you win 20 minutes later, you feel like going to war again, you know? So, but I don't believe that for a minute. I think they're just looking to get this guy, Musk, his fingers out of as much as they possibly can. I think he's great for the country. I think he's going to do amazing things in the future. I think they're not seeing the big picture. They loved him last year.
Yeah, well, again, it is interesting. He was the toast of the town when it came to Tesla, and for a lot of people, he was the toast of the town when it came to SpaceX. It's only when he started becoming a big Trump supporter that they started vandalizing and exploding Tesla vehicles all over the country.
That's crazy. I can't believe there are people in this country that are that stupid to think that you would go to a parking lot and key a Tesla, and that'll affect the $2.5 billion that Elon Musk has. And now they're setting him on fire. But no one's... It's not going to affect him. He sold those cars already.
Right, exactly.
The best thing you could do if you sell cars, if people buy the car and then light them on fire and then they got to buy them again.
If you're just tuning in, this is The Other Side of Midnight. I'm Frank Morano. I'm talking with Fred Rubino. It's like if one of my protesters wanted to start destroying radios, right? I mean, it doesn't do anything to me.
Or buying the Frank Morano shirt and then burning it, then buying 100 more and burning them. That would be the best thing that ever happened to you.
Exactly.
You know,
I'd love that.
Listen, I'm from Brooklyn. We used to call that getting out of your lease, burning your car. You know, that's the best thing that could happen to Tesla owners. If I'm a Tesla owner right now, I am doing cartwheels because now you don't have to keep your Tesla. You could just light it on fire. You park it in front of like the Democratic Party local place and the blue-haired freak burns your car and you get out of your lease. It's fantastic. It's the best thing you could do. You could get a new Tesla every year because you could just say it's burnt. I bet you Elon's burning half of these cars just to get himself some money.
Fred, are you a March Madness guy?
I am not.
No, you're not into the whole
college
bracket
Yeah.
phenomenon. No, how come?
You know why? Because it's just too much to follow. The NFL, the NBA, baseball, now the
Exactly.
March Madness.
There is too much. Yeah, exactly. That's it. There's too much to stay. I feel that way with television and radio. With that, there's just too much to consume. I don't know. There's just too much stuff out there that everybody says is a must watch or a must listen or a must read. It's too much.
And then plus, you know, it's bad enough I walk around the neighborhood and see everyone's doing better than me. It's another thing to turn on the TV and watch 19-year-olds that are all going to be doing better than me financially, physically, sports-wise, every way. It's just depressing to me. But
Some may even be funnier than you, right?
No, that will never happen. And I don't appreciate you adding that to the whole conversation. But, these kids are playing their hearts out. You know what? I'll watch it, the last one. If there's like a guy, they were ranked 19th.
Yeah, that's fun. Like what happened with, I think it was Saint Francis a couple of years ago. They were kind of coming from nowhere. Did you see the list of the world's happiest countries?
No.
Yeah, well, it's out.
It's out?
It's out.
Wow.
Any guesses?
Who books those countries?
Any guess as to what the happiest country in the world
Amsterdam.
is? You're in the right neighborhood, but yeah, close. You want to guess
Because of
again?
the pot.
Well, it could be, but that's why they all have heart attacks. Though.
Is there any place that has open prostitution? Because that's my second guess.
I'm not sure of the laws on prostitution in this particular place. It's the 9th year in a row for this place.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Who gets to vote on this? Tourists?
Or
you?
Well, how do I know if Amsterdam is happy or not? No. According to Gallup, Finland has been named for the 9th year in a row the world's happiest country.
Wow. What's happening there?
I don't know.
Isn't it cold?
I don't think it's that cold. I mean, it's a little cold, but,
It's not warm. No one's going, hey, I want to go to Finland for my honeymoon. I've never even heard of people going to Finland.
Well, that's why they're so happy. They don't have to deal with all these annoying tourists.
Maybe that's it.
But anyway, according to the World Happiness Report, the United States, not only is Finland still number one, but the United States slumped to its lowest position in the World Happiness Report. They say it's in part to an erosion in social trust. The U.S. fell to 24th place in the annual rankings, one spot lower than last year. Fred, what about it? Why do you think Americans are so unhappy?
I think it's because the defecation in the streets, and there's a whole list of reasons why this country went down. And now you just have like areas you can't go in, you can't visit. The subways are a jungle. This country's really got to make a rebound. But what's the one above the United States? What's the one that just eked out? Do you know?
Let me pull that up. I X'd out my World Happiness Index, but I think it was, let's see, hang on. World Happiness, okay. The World Happiness Report 2025 ranking. So, and by the way, if you're curious as to what, let me see if I could find what number 2 is here.
Because America's a big country. You could be in beautiful Naples, Florida, Palm Springs, or Detroit. That's always my bottom of the barrel go-to, Detroit.
I think Detroit is happier now. You know what? They're happier since I started airing there. Because on AM 910, the Superstation, we have a lot of very happy listeners in Detroit. All right, so the top 4 are Finland, Denmark, Iceland, and Sweden.
Oh, my God.
And that was the same order as last year.
Not enough diversity in that. I'm sorry. There's got to be one African country.
Well,
where
maybe that's why they're so
time.
happy, right? I'm just joking. Norway is again number 7.
Wow.
And you have United States. I don't see who's the Netherlands is number 5. And
this is all the same area.
It's a happy area. We should go visit.
We should invade them. Never mind Greenland. Let's
Israel,
find Finland.
Israel, number 8.
Oh, but I hear it's very humid. The humid.
And
the fetching. There's a lot of fetching.
You're never going to guess what's number 9 as they round out the top 10.
Detroit.
No, Detroit. Detroit is happy. I don't know why you give Detroit a hard time. We air in Detroit. They love us in Detroit.
I love Detroit. I'm just kidding.
Luxembourg is number 9.
Wow. Luxembourg's about like what? As big as Staten Island?
Yeah, it might be a little smaller than Staten Island, actually.
Really?
And at number 23, you asked who was one above the United States, the United Kingdom.
Wow. You see, we're still brother and sister with the UK.
Exactly.
We're brothers and sisters of misery.
Exactly. And so Luxembourg is actually, in terms of population, slightly larger than Staten Island. Staten Island's got about 500,000 people. Luxembourg has 666,000.
I've never heard of anyone going to Luxembourg.
Well,
I don't know many people who could spell Luxembourg.
So there was this, speaking of the UK, there was this huge fire, and I saw the video. It really is horrendous looking, at the UK, at the Heathrow Airport in the UK, all day Friday. More than 1,300 global flights were disrupted as planes were forced to turn around. Now, how would you be reacting, Fred, if you're a passenger on one of these flights that was forced to turn around?
Why'd they have to turn around?
I don't know. Apparently,
If the airport's on fire, the last thing I want to do is turn around. What are you doing? Who makes these planes? Tesla? What do you mean the airport's on fire? You know, there's not that much that could burn in an airport, right? The rug, the chairs. What's happened there? That's a failure.
Yeah, you might be onto something there, Fred.
I'm thinking someone set the blaze. Where was Elon Musk during this? Does he own it?
I don't think so. The fire does look bad, though. Hey, what about, so now there's rumors that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez may actually run in a primary against Chuck Schumer when Chuck Schumer's up for re-election. Where does the Fred Rubino endorsement go in an AOC Chuck Schumer race?
I'm 100% against both of them, but the hot chick always wins in my estimation. And I think she's still hot. She's still got it. If she could show a little cleavage, I think she would rout him. Unless he drinks a lot of human blood right before that, gets his energy up. Because I believe he is the undead that walks the earth.
That's an interesting theory. I have not actually heard that one before.
The hot girl should always win in everything.
So you're putting your money on AOC?
I'll give her anything she wants.
You know, is she hot?
Yes.
Or is she hot for a politician?
Oh, hot for a politician, hot for a bartender. Come on.
No. Bartenders of both genders, or all the genders that are currently available, I should say, they are naturally hot. I have found, and as a performer, I'm curious if you agree with this, I have found that anybody is 30% more attractive either on stage or behind a bar. Doesn't matter. You get that 30% behind a bar or on stage.
Well, a woman giving you drinks is always attractive.
Yeah, well, I think the same could be said for a man.
A man giving me drinks, there's going to be a fight soon, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not that comfortable with my sexuality that I would accept drinks from a man.
Well, I mean, I guess I can understand.
Unless it's really good booze, and then you say, "Hey, let's just see where this takes us."
Exactly. Hey, so what was your reaction to these astronauts finally coming home from the International Space Station?
I think that was one of the greatest things that he's done, right? And I got a big kick out of Democrats all over the news, and they were saying that they weren't stranded. Stop saying they were stranded. Biden didn't strand them. They weren't able to come back. That's all. That doesn't make any sense. It's like saying I'm not starving. I just don't have anything to eat. They don't make sense lately. They say things and you think about it and you say this doesn't make sense. It's like, it reminds me of like when my wife goes to Macy's and spends $500 and comes out and says, we just saved $80.
Right.
I'm like, no, that didn't happen. But I would have to say that it was more brutal up there for the man than the woman. Okay?
Why do you say that?
Because this is, listen, it's every woman's dream. A guy that she doesn't have to sleep with. that's going to listen to her 24 hours a day, day after day, and stay, and she knows where he is all the time. She was having a decent time. Him...
You know, it's funny that you bring up the aspect of these guys being stuck with one another for 280 days.
Oh,
because, that we talked about the story this week of these Antarctic researchers who were stuck together. I think there was something like 9 of them. Maybe there was a dozen who were stuck for 13 months together. And one of the crew members in this research team just snapped and threatened to kill the team leader, and it just went crazy. I mean, how do you deal with an assignment like this, whether you're going to space or going to Antarctica, to be stuck with the same group of people, whether it's one person or 9, for 13 months? It's got to be very trying.
If someone doesn't snap, it's unnatural. Listen, you're the leader. I'm here 13 months in Antarctica. Someone has to get it. I'm sorry. That guy is right. It'll become like Lord of the Flies after a while. We would have all our rituals. Society breaks down when it's something like that. So you would have to. I would just take the side of the maniac right away and say, yeah, the leader needs to go. The leader needs to go. We're trapped in Antarctica.
Baseball season is here. The Dodgers opened up in Japan. What do you make of the fact that baseball season now opens up in Tokyo?
I don't like it. It's an American sport. You want to Tokyo, you come to L.A. or you come to New York. We don't go there. It's our sport. You come here. You come here. You come here now. We don't go there and mess up their sports. We don't send our fat people there to sumo. We don't do that. So leave us alone. Leave our baseball alone. You get 1 or 2 in our league. Be happy with that, and that's it.
Hi, this is Debbie, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep, I am here to help you with everything, from selecting the perfect window treatments to...
Well, I've got a complicated project.
Oh, not a problem. I can even schedule a professional measure and install. We can also send you samples, fast and free.
I just might have to do more.
Oh, okay.
So the first room we're looking at is for guests.
Shop Blinds.com now and get up to 50% off with minimum purchase. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Your snacking routine can get a little dull. Time for a light and fit remix. Like a crunchy storm of graham cookies, caramel pearls, and dark chocolate, showering down into a smooth, creamy yogurt. Enjoy 3 light and fit remix varieties with craveable flavors and up to 120 calories and 10 grams of protein per 4.5-ounce serving. See remixyogurt.com.
Plan on flying? In order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a real ID. Learn how to get your real ID today at tsa.gov/real ID or visit your local DMV.
Well, we sent a few guys to Japan to participate in sumo, but you're right. They never had the kind of dominance in sumo like you're seeing with some of the Japanese players having in the United States. That's for sure.
And it's very uneven. They send their best ever, the 2 or 3 best ever, And who goes to Japan? The guys who are washed up, right? They're 38. Exactly. They got no shoulder blades. Right. Let me go to Japan and get 3 more years out of it. So let's not equate Japanese baseball with New York baseball, especially maybe the Mets, but that's about it.
Hey, the Mets are in a very good position. I mean, not as good a position.
Last. I know what position.
No, stop. they made it to the National League Championship Series last year, and we got Juan Soto now. We're in a very good position.
Juan Soto will have the Met curse on him.
I know, yeah. He probably getting hurt as he signs his contract, right?
Exactly.
But are you excited about baseball season this year? I asked Kilmeade yesterday, and basically he told me no, he wasn't.
I could tell you right now, it's really taken the wind out of my sails that I have to pay like $280 to watch a game. I'm really distancing myself from baseball because I'm pissed about it, and I don't. That's not the way it's supposed to. And it's not just for me. What about the kids, Frank? The kids who can't watch baseball because they don't have $200 and something. It's not right.
Well, I mean, I guess you could tell the kids that they could just watch the game on television at home.
No, but they if you don't subscribe, when I'm in Jersey, I don't have regular TV.
I see.
So a lot of people can't watch the game, and I ain't paying it. I'm sorry. I ain't paying guys who make $20 million a year $280 to watch them.
The Menendez brothers, you want to see them out of jail?
I want to see them on the Mets. That's what I want to see. I think. No, I don't want to see them out of jail. I want to see them in jail with Luigi, and everybody who commits murder should be in jail. And, I keep on having this argument with my wife. I said, listen to me. They shot their mother. The mother didn't have anything to do with it. The father, they said, fondled them or sexually abused. You had to shoot your mother? Come on. Yeah, that's spiking the ball, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
Why did they shoot at their mother?
I mean, you got me.
Come on, Frank. Where were you the night of September 27th, 80s?
That's the thing is I am never great with telling whether a man is handsome. And so I could tell if someone's ugly, but most guys that people gush about how handsome they are, I think they're just normal-looking people. Like, for instance, Luigi Mangione. They're always talking about how telegenic he is and how handsome he is. I don't find Luigi Mangione any significantly more handsome than the Menendez brothers were when they had their trial. Yet, why were there no Menendez brothers groupies?
That's a good question. That's, maybe because there's two. The whole menage a trois thing never caught on in the United States.
Yeah.
But Luigi, I think Bubba in federal prison is going to find him very attractive.
Speaking of Menendez's, Bob Menendez seems like he's sort of angling for a pardon or a commutation from President Trump. What do you think? Should he get one?
No. I think politicians should be held to a higher standard, like we do with like police officers and stuff like that. If they cheat the public, if you're in private practice and you cheat the public, okay, you're a thief. It's terrible. But if you actually get the confidence of people and you represent them and you do, it should be a higher crime. And you should. I don't think any politician should be able to be pardoned.
Give me a quick prediction on the trial of Bob Menendez's wife, which is apparently starting.
She's got some rack, huh?
I mean, I hadn't noticed that. Does she?
Yes, she's very, very good in that situation. If I were her, I would come with a very low-cut blouse into the courtroom because that'll get me. That'll sway my vote.
We'll see if Fred Rubino makes the jury. Fred, people can check you out at fredrubino.com. That's Fred, RUBINO.com. Thank you, Fred. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you so much.
646-720-0635. Straight ahead.